Okay, I've been thinking about guitars. It's obvious that I can never have too many guitars. Lately, I starting to like Les Paul's models, kind of like a little bit more than I used to do. That's mostly because I have the chance to play my uh, Les Paul Custom for a couple of months now, and I really like that guitar. So that's why I think that's the reason why kind of I like the Les Paul more and more and more. So I like the idea about the Les Paul that it's kind of not very light, and it has great sustain, and it just feels like it's the guitar that is very suitable for me. So I know that there is a lot of you guys out there that is thinking exactly the same thing, that the Les Paul model is kind of like very suitable for certain type of music. So I also have a Les Paul standard that's pretty much, well, it's not the same thing as my Les Paul Custom, but the body shape and all that kind of stuff is exactly the same, even though my standard is kind of like chambered body a little bit more than the custom. So the custom is actually a little bit heavier. So I'd be thinking, what if I was about to get another Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul? What would the specs possibly be to get the guitar to fit me as good as possible? Well, I don't think it would be a regular studio model, because I like thin necks, and my standard has the 60s neck profile, which is very thin and very easy to play. The Les Paul Custom has just a little bit thicker neck, but it's okay on the Custom as well. So the preferences for another Les Paul for me, I think it would be something, of course, mahogany body, mahogany neck. I would like to have ebony fretboard. Um, I think I would absolutely like no inlays on the fretboard. So no inlays on the fretboard. And I would like to have 60s neck profile. And I don't really mind it to be black, or something like that, or maybe something unusual, kind of like Fiesta red, or seafoam green, or that kind of like Fender Stratocaster colors or something like that. So, but I'm more likely into the black finishes because I like black guitars. So, and with that said, I don't think there is a lot of guitars that is very common to get, so to speak. So I can only think of three models, actually. Well, actually four models, I think. The Gibson Les Paul Gothic, with the little half moon on the 12th fret. The Gibson Les Paul Gothic 2 with no inlays in the fretboard. And we have the Gibson Les Paul Voodoo with a red little inlay in the fretboard, but other than that, it's no inlays, it's satin black body, it's kind of like a cool guitar. And we have the Gibson Les Paul Menace, almost no inlay in the fretboard. It's actually, I think it's actually ebony fretboard, black faded body. I'm not really into faded, but I don't know. Anyway, all of these four guitars is actually super rare these days. It's not very easy to get one of these, and I'm not really sure how to manage that if that is one of the guitars that I am looking for. So I know also there is Gibson Les Paul Studio limited edition actually that has ebony fretboard and no inlays. And the colors can be yellow, red, blue, white, black and satin black. These ones were made somewhere around 2000 and 2002, 2003 or something like that. And they are also super rare, so I'm not really sure, but that basically the specs for another guitar if I'm going to pick one up, or you know, I'm not really sure how to do that, but if that is going to happen, that's the specs that I would like it to be, so to speak. So, and the reason for ebony fretboard with no inlays is that I think that's very suitable for, you know, hard rock, and you know, the more crazier tones, heavy distortion and that kind of stuff, because ebony is a very hard wood, so it gives the guitar a little bit more of sustain, and not only sustain, I think that helps the tone in the guitar and the resonance in all of the guitars, so to say. So I think that's the kind of like a crazy idea. So I'm not really sure what type of Les Paul I could possibly find, but that's for sure that I want something not very common and something perhaps rare, so to speak. And Les Paul with ebony fretboard and no inlays is not very common. That's a very rare guitar we're looking at right there. So even the Les Paul Gothic and the Gothic 2 is very rare. And also the Voodoo and the Menace models are also very rare. So, well, time will tell. I will keep looking and see what I can do. Maybe in the future I can get something that is kind of like what I need, because I need more guitars. I really need more guitars, so that's what I'm looking into. So yeah, that's just a little speech about possibly getting a new guitar in the future, or maybe in a close future, I don't know. Anyway, until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.